Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we continue our music theory series right here at BusyWorksBeats.com/premium. I need you guys to smash that like button to get this energy up because I'm about to put you guys on game when it comes to melodies. So here's what you guys can create. This is just a simple formula to give you an infinite melody machine. I'll show you what it sounds like, but this is just an example of the tone. Okay, and then it repeats. So what are we doing here? Firstly, we're going to map out a scale. A scale is a sequence of notes that somebody likes. That's it. In this case, we're going to use what's called the C major scale, which is all the white notes starting from C. So it's just all the white notes. In this case, we're using C major. Very simple. Once we have our scale mapped out, we're going to talk about scale degrees. In short, a scale degree is when you start at a specific point in the scale. So C, for example, is the first note in the scale, therefore it's the first scale degree. D is the second note of the scale, therefore it's the second scale degree. E is the third, therefore it's the third scale degree. F is the fourth, therefore it's the fourth scale degree. G is the fifth, A is the sixth, B is the seventh, and then C, it repeats itself, okay, on and on and on. So the simple formula is taking a scale degree. In this case, we're going to start at C. So let's start up higher. Okay, so if you don't know which note to go to next, use this technique. This works for chords and melody too. So it's not just the melody. I'll show you guys how to expand this with chords, but I'll be a little bit faster on the chords part. So here we have C, and then we're at this first scale degree. Now we're going to go down 3 scale degrees. So from C, we're going to count down 3 scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, we'll land at G. For the more advanced music theory people, you know that C to G is a perfect fifth, meaning it always harmonizes. It's 7 semitones from the root note going up. It's 5 semitones from the root note going down. That's called a perfect fifth. They always harmonize all the time. Now, if we take G in this case and we go down 3 more scale degrees, we go from F to E to D. So what is D in relation to G? It's the perfect fifth. So as you guys are picking up for more traditional music theory people, we're really creating the circle of fifths by going down our scale in increments of 3 scale degrees. Okay, so that's what we're doing in theory. So here we're taking this note D, we're going to go down 3 more scale degrees, C, B, and then we land on A. What is D? What is the relationship of A to D? D to A is called a perfect fifth. It's the same exact thing. Now I'll show you guys where this changes, okay? So once we get to A, let's go down 3 scale degrees, G, F, and then E. So A to E, and then we go down 3 scale degrees from E, which is D, C, and then B. Now E to B is, let's see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our perfect fifth. But what happens if we continue this formula going down 3 more scale degrees? So let me map out the scale going down even further. Okay, so what are 3 scale degrees from B? 1, 2, 3, we land on F. Now B to F is not a perfect fifth. Okay, so here's where the formula gets interesting, because we go from using all these perfect fifth intervals to a place where we use what's called a tritone, which is 6 semitones away from any note is a tritone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the furthest distance you can go between individual notes in our Western scale system. So the furthest distance you can create, the most polarizing sound, is a tritone, because it's literally the furthest 2 notes can be apart from each other. Okay, so this is where we're creating tension in this formula, for example. Now let's go down 3 more scale degrees. So we have F, E, D, and then we go back to C, which is a perfect fifth, and then we go back to what's called the tonic or the root note. So in theory, this looks more basic, but once I reformat this to have chords, it'll sound. And then we can repeat that. So for more advanced people, I'm going to map out chords. This will be a little bit faster, only because it's too much to explain where chords come from and the different chord types. In short, the way I'm creating chords, I'm going to take this scale degree, C. We can go 2 directions. We can go up or we can go down. So what we're going to do is go upward. Okay, so starting at C, we're going to skip every other note in the scale going up the scale. So C, skip D, go to E, skip F, go to G. That creates C major. And then if we continue, we're going to create chord extensions. So skip A, go to B. That's a major 7th chord. Skip C, go to D. that creates our major ninth. Now let's pull this down to where it's not so high up in the octave. So now we get a really unique jazz-like chord. So I'm going to do this for each chord. We're going to try different voicings. I might even pause the video because it just takes a lot of time to do this. So I might pause the video for that reason. All right, so what I've done is I've quickly added harmony to those single points, those tonic notes, and I've done chord voicing and also strategic inversions here and there to create this type of chord progression. But the theory is still the same. It's just now I've applied the music theory techniques to it. Okay, now if you guys wanted to do a top line to this, you could take those root notes and then pull them up at least one octave from the highest note in the chords. We're getting into, beyond the scope of this video, but what you could do from here is copy these bottom notes here, assuming they're all the root notes. I've moved a lot of notes around, so I can't recall all of the notes here. I know that F didn't move to F, so that's why I said I'm not going to get too deep with it. But it was C to G to D to A to E to, this should be B next. But I took the root note up, so that's why B is not there. So we're going to add B in this case, and then B to F it was, and then F to C. So these notes look good to go. We're going to copy these notes. Now, normally I would play this more expressively, but for the video, I'm just going to show you guys. So now we have a really experimental sound, and it creates a really unique thing. That's what chord voicing and inversions makes this process so cool, because we could take the same principle and then customize it. All right, so that's how you guys can make it a little more creative, and then there's a lot more technique to go into it to make it more fluid, but that was just a quick example of a chord progression with the melody. So that is how you create infinite melodies, quite literally. Try this with different scales. We just used the major scale today, but try this with different scale types. Whether it's pentatonic scales, try that. That's going to be interesting to try that one. We have, different minor scales, harmonic minor, melodic minor, natural minor, and then we have the major scale, but also we have the other scales in modes as well. So try this with all those different variations, see what you guys create, right? Because it creates a different interval every scale. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to learn more, go to busyworksbeats.com/premium to learn more about music theory. Look for the Music Theory Essentials. Peace out, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.